The Sony protest is going to fail. And I don't say this because I'm on the opposition side. I agree with the Sony protest. I think it's completely fucked up that Sony's getting rid of physical media. Almost every single game that I purchase is a physical disc version of that game. You can check my track record. I buy physical games a lot because I like to support the companies in that way. I have Xbox Game Pass. I have a lot of the games that are on Xbox Game Pass day one physically because I wanted to support the companies outside of that. Yeah, maybe I'll download the game through Xbox Game Pass, but I will buy the disc every single time. If there's a physical version, I own it. But all that being said, just to give my don't immediately crucify me criteria, the Sony boycott can't work because unfortunately the people who are mad about them going away from physical discs are, for the very first time, the good guys in the vocal minority. Typically, the vocal minority are just a bunch of annoying people who are anti-woke and just hate women and people of color, and they're constantly shouting in these comment sections about, oh, why this game released with this protagonist, or yada, yada, yada. And it's not important, and it doesn't affect these companies' bottom line at the end of the day. But this, unfortunately, is being spearheaded by people who are not in the majority. We've already seen it fail. People were boycotting for all of, 5 days before Sony slapped their cocks on the table and released a port of an old game, over a decade-old game, and people went bonkers. The fucking store crashed because so many people bought it. That's the majority. That's the people Sony's worried about. Even people who had posted about the boycott and how mad they were about the fact that games are going to be digital only fucking bought the Black Ops 2 port. So at this point, it means nothing to Sony. Literally, all they have to do is wait it out, and people will go back to supporting them because they know that all they have to do is release something you really, really want, and you're going to buy it. You are not principled enough to stop yourself from buying it. Maybe not you, the one who's watching this, but you as a whole, gamers, the entirety of gaming culture is not principled enough to completely boycott digital products because they will eventually release things they want, and that is the main issue. If they release Insomniac Spider-Man 3 with no physical copies, that game will sell millions of copies. If they release the next God of War entry with no physical copies, that game will sell millions of copies. If they release an Uncharted reboot, or oh my god, I just thought of it, they're gonna fucking release Bloodborne Remastered with no physical copies, and everyone's going to buy it, and they prove their point. They have so many games in their catalog that they can absolutely release with no physical copies, and people will buy them because people want these games. That's the issue we're running against. People want these games, and there's almost nothing we can do to stop them. Look at how many games they have rights to that they could possibly re-release. I'm not sure about the Spider-Man game because I know those were under their umbrella, but I don't know if those rights just completely disappeared, like the Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. But if they could release those games, they will, and it won't matter. No one's going to protest all that stuff. These games will make a bunch of money. They have access to Sly Cooper. They have access to Jak and Daxter. They have access to Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted, The Last of Us, God of War. All of these games that are hugely popular. You think they won't pull the trigger and get all of you off your high horse immediately? They will. And that's why this will fail. They genuinely just have to wait it out. The only saving grace is with the expansion of AI systems and the fact that gaming as a whole is becoming far more expensive and just not a hobby that a lot of people can do anymore because just the costs associated with it are ballooning. If the PS6 is a digital only console that launches at $1,400, that's going to really, really, really be a big hit to Sony because I don't think very many people are going to buy that. And I think it's going to be very tough for a child to convince his parent to buy something like that for them. That's the only hit they may take. But when it comes to just releasing games, come now. we're fucked, and it sucks. But I know me personally, I'm not going to be buying any more PlayStation products from them if that's the path they're going to continue down. They've announced it, and they've kind of, I don't know if they pushed it back to like beginning of 2028 or whatever, but yeah, once that completely is in effect, I'm done. As long as things are physical, you know, and they have that option, yeah, sure, I'll continue to buy them. Like I think I still have, you know, the Wolverine game. I'll probably still get that. I'm definitely not getting GTA 6. God of War Larvae is supposed to have a physical release according to Santa Monica Studio, so I'll be getting that as well. But after that, no, I don't want my games digital only. But they've already tested it. They've already tested the water by releasing a lot of collector's edition. I had to do, like I said, I will buy a game twice. I had to buy games twice, not just to support the devs, because I wanted a physical edition. Because I got the collector's edition of God of War Ragnarok and the collector's edition of Horizon Forbidden West. Those two games did not come with physical discs. They came with steelbooks, but then a digital code, which was strange to me. And I thought maybe it was a production thing. Oh, the collector's edition was so expensive, so to save on costs, you know, we didn't have, because they also had physical disc versions of the game. So I was like, okay, you know, it's not the end of the world. I'll just buy the discs separately at a later date when they're on sale, secondhand, you know, at GameStop when, you know, they're $20 in a year or two, so I can have a disc in my house. But now I'm regretting it because clearly I fucking gave them enough data for them to go, okay, these people don't care, and now they're gonna fuck us in the ass. I'm sorry, that was crass, but it's frustrating, and you don't want to see gaming going this way. Thanks for watching. Behave yourself.